Hey folks, it's Dr. Gersmar from Aspire Natural Health. As you can tell, just got cleanly shaven, looking dapper and more presentable. So today is day 20 of the 21-day paleo cleanse. Things are winding rapidly down. On a personal note, just continue to cruise through this thing. Energy good, everything good, really busy day at work. And I'll have to be honest, didn't have a lot of time for food. Not a great naturopathic thing to do, but a busy day, and felt great and did fine with it. So I wanted to talk today about starting to bring this thing to a close. If you're following along, you're doing a 21-day paleo cleanse yourself or something similar, right about now, preferably maybe a couple days before this, you need to be thinking about what are you going to do when this thing comes to a close. So one of the nicest things about the paleo cleanse is just how easy it makes breakfast and lunch, which are, when most of us are busy working, or rather, let me just say again, 2 meals out of the day. For most of us, we're going to choose breakfast and lunch as our liquid meals, and then make dinner our whole foods, solid, real meal, so we can have that time with family and friends. Now, I have a couple times during this cleanse switched it up and had lunch as my solid whole foods meal, and you certainly can do that. And if you're really a breakfast person, you could do that too. Most people are going to choose to make a dinner, which means that breakfast and lunch, which are the times where we're rushing to get out the house, get to our job, get into our day, is easier. So that certainly is maybe the most visible benefit of doing this. Of course, why I'm really doing it is to help reduce some of that body burden and get this stuff out of my system so it doesn't affect me now and going into the future. So, a couple pieces here. I'll talk about starting the transition out of it. The second piece is some people will say, can I do it for longer than 21 days? And the answer is yes, you absolutely could. In general, we don't recommend going beyond 28 or 30 days, about 4 weeks worth. And then we generally recommend that you take a break, you transition over to a regular whole foods based diet, and then you could always cycle back in and out of something like this. Why not beyond 30 days? Well, for the most part, we want to remember that a shake or a meal replacement, no matter how well formulated, doesn't take the place of food. And we want to be sure to build those healthy habits in as well. Plus, we want to give our system a bit of a chance to rest and reset. We can't be detoxing in a more aggressive way forever. It just is depleting to the system. Now, this is built in with various vitamins, minerals, nutrients, and other cofactors to support that, but we want to give our body a break. So I don't recommend pushing it past about 28 and 30 days. Nothing terrible is going to happen, but you'd be better off cycling in and out. And for some people, we have them doing it quarterly, so every 3 months or so. They're taking about 1 to do a paleo cleanse, then kind of moving towards 2 a year or 1 a year, just as a piece. Again, I do recommend that everyone be doing some detox on a regular basis. And again, if you listen back the past couple days, the less you have coming in, the less you need to focus on especially getting it out. All right, so can you push it longer? Yes, you can. So how do we transition off this? One other option that people will use is they'll go from the 2 liquid meals, 1 whole foods meal. They'll take an extra week to go to 2 solid meals, 1 liquid meal before transitioning back. And you certainly could do that. You could run out 21 days as I've been doing, another 7 days on the 2 + 1, and then back to 3 solid meals or however many solid meals that you're eating in a day. And you could do that. Most people, they're probably going to transition back towards 3 meals. So it's really pretty common sense here, folks, but go over a few ground rules. One is kind of plan what you're going to be eating. So the good news on the 21 days is that it's enough time that a lot of cravings fall away. But if we have habits that drive us back to those cravings, like eating sugary desserts, like snacking throughout the day, especially on food that doesn't work for us, like being in environments like an office where there's a lot of junk candy or other, not good food for us around, we need to realize that we've done a pattern interrupt. by doing this 21-day paleo cleanse, and we're in a slightly different place than we were before this came along. But if we don't take active measures, then we can fall right back into those habits that we had before. We'll still get the benefit of doing the 21-day paleo cleanse, but we can't use it as a springboard to power further change for ourselves. So we need to pause here somewhere between day 18 and 20, take a moment to think about what changes we want to make. So, were we eating a healthy breakfast, a healthy lunch, and a healthy dinner beforehand, or were we in not so good patterns that really weren't serving us very well? If we weren't, it's time to think about what kind of changes do you want to make? And then what do you need to do to make those changes happen? So let me give you an example. I know for me, in order to eat, because my mornings, like everybody, are time stressed, in order to eat a healthy breakfast, the type of breakfast that I want to eat, I know that I need to have had food prepared ahead of time. So especially the veggies that I'm going to use for my breakfast, I know I need to prep them beforehand. That way, when I get up and I have my breakfast, not tomorrow, but the day after, I can go ahead and just get those veggies out, heat them up, add some protein to my plate, and be quickly ready to eat my breakfast. I know that if I have to get out vegetables, wash them, chop them, prep them, cook them, that I don't have time to make that happen. So we need to think about, what do we want? In my case, a nice healthy breakfast. Okay, that's great. But then what realistically, given my life, do I need to do to make that happen? And so for me, it's planning, prepping, and having that food available. So, we start to think, okay, if I need to have food made, when do I need to make it? Or when can I make it? And what do I need to do to make that happen? So I need to visit the store, I need to buy the food, I need to prep and cook the food and get it stored away so I can easily reach for it on those weekday mornings when I'm heading off to work. All right, folks, so we're coming to the end of the 21-day paleo cleanse. As we're coming to the end, as we're going to transition back to our regular style of eating, we need to pause for a moment, be reflective, and think about what changes we want to make. Something like the 21-day paleo cleanse is a great pattern interrupt. It jolts us out of our old patterns of eating that we were doing before, and it's a great chance to do a reset and to start establishing some better patterns for ourselves. All right, folks, at Aspire Natural Health, we are experts at treating gut dysfunctions, autoimmune diseases, and other hard-to-treat cases. If that's you or someone you know, please contact us. We can schedule a complimentary 15-minute phone consultation where you and I can talk. We can figure out if we can help you, this is the right place for you to be, and we can discuss next steps so we can help you get your health back, your life back, and get on with your goals. All right, folks, it is day 20. I will check in with you tomorrow for the final day of the 21-day paleo cleanse. Until next time, take care.